So we'll continue from where we stopped in last session. Okay. So in the last session we discussed about, and we just did in the system, it's all about how to create the chart of account structure, and we created segments, and the value sets we created, value sets we assigned to segments, and flex field qualifiers we assigned to respective segments. Done. Now the other task we have to perform is we have to create the segment values. To create the segment values, this is the navigation we have to follow. Let's do it. So just 1 second. Okay, navigation is setup, financials, flex fields, key values. If you select the function as a segments, we can create the structure. If you select values, we can create the segment values. Double click. Now here, to create the values, to create the segment values, we have two options. So straight away you can go and enter the values in the value set, or else by following certain kind of navigation you can do it. Let's do it first with the navigation, okay, which we already did and which easily you can understand. So now if I want to create the values for a company segment, where we have company segment we have as a part of chart of accounts we have within the, tell me, accounting key flex field we have in general ledger. If you take in reverse, in general ledger application, right, application is general ledger. Within the general ledger application, which flex field we have? We have three, but we are not talking about three, we are talking about only one, which we can use for chart of accounts creation, right? So within the, we have to go to general ledger. There we have to select flex field called as accounting key flex field. Within that we have a structure called as, what is the name? Chart of account structure name, HCL. See here, structure name is HCL. Just type the name and tab out, it will pick the value since that is existed. Within that, okay, within that you want to create the segment values for which segment? Say company. So you can say company. Now system will allow us to create the segment values for only company. Okay, only for company. Okay, don't take this point, try to understand. We'll do it. Okay, I'll select, then click on find. If you click on find, this is a place where you can create the segment values. Here you can create how many companies you have, all the companies you can create as a list. There in the value set level you given a maximum size 4, right? So that is applicable here. If I enter 1, it will take 0001. Write justify 0 fill numbers when able. Here you can write the actual name. Fine, done. So if I want to remove this row, use F6. Done. Now okay, I'll create the values for company. Then I want to create the values for again department. After company will create for department. To create department, what we have to do is, again here you have to go back to the same screen, or else you can go to the window and say find key flex field value, segment values. Okay, here you have to go and you have to select, say just you have to, it's just closing since because that's a mandatory field, it is not accepting. But generally if you take navigation like this, general ledger, title is accounting flex field, structure is HCL company, and here you can create the values. And if you want to create for department, you have to go to, after entering the values, you have to go to find key flex field segments. Segment wise you can enter. Here you can change to department. Then you can click on find. Now you can enter the values only for department. But what is our target? We want to enter the segment values for all the segments whatever we have as a part of our chart of accounts. So if that is the case, what we can do is, when you take the navigation, okay, just take the navigation and don't select any segment. If you select the segment, System will allow you to enter the values for only that segment. If you don't select the segment, you can go and enter the values for any segment. Okay, so that's how you can select. Now you can take these points. Application you can give as general ledger, title is accounting, structure is HCL. I'm not selecting any segment. My requirement is within the structure how many segments we have. For all the segments you want to create the segment values. First time when you are creating, you can do like this. Later if you want to add some new company or new department or new account, then you can give the segment name. You want to enter only one account, in that case you can go with the account. You can click on find. All existing accounts you can find. What are the new account you want to add, simply you can add it. Okay, this is how you can do that. Simple. Okay, take all these. Okay, so just go with all this selection so that it will navigate, it will route us to segment values creation form to create the segment for all the segments, to create the segment values for all the segments. Okay, done. I selected application as general ledger, title is accounting flex field, structure is HCL accounting flex field. Then click on find. Any confusion or doubt, please? You should understand everything. If you are not getting, please let me know, we'll discuss. Okay, just click on find. And one more point, don't take whatever you see on the screen. Whatever the fields we are touching and whatever we are discussing, doing, those points only please make a note. Okay, you don't need to. Some people generally what they do is they'll scan this form. Just if you see their note, is all will be there. Okay, that kind of note is not required. You take at whatever we are discussing. Simple here. Application, title, structure, then click on find. These 4 points are enough. Navigation 4 points. You'll come to know each and everything. Okay, so just click on find. Now see which segment system is displaying. Company. Here you can see, because in our chart of accounts, company is the first segment. Just place the cursor here, okay, in this field, and use down arrow. See, use down arrow from keyboard. Use down arrow. See, it is moving to next one, because second segment is department. Again, use down arrow. Account. That's it. Only we have 3 segments. I am trying to move to next segment. There is no segment. The same information system is telling. So if you select company, again you have to go back to that other form where to change the segment. Will give department. Then you can enter only department. After entering the department values, again you have to go back to the find window to select the segment as account. Then only you can enter. If you don't select any segment, you'll have a flexibility to move from one segment to another segment. When you move, you will be able to create the segment values. Clear, right? So you are going to create the segment values under this segment, right? Company segment. Already we discussed the segment values can be maintained within the, no, not correct answer. Where we can maintain the segment values? No, wrong answers. Anyone? Sorry? Value sets. We discussed, right? Because that's all your answers. Whatever the answers you are saying, that depends on your practice and how much time you are spending. Okay, to read and remember all the stuff whatever we are discussing. Okay, value sets. So value set is required. If you are going to create any segment values, all the segment values will get stored in the value set only. Okay, without value set you cannot maintain the values for any segment. Now here we have a segment, and here I am going to enter the values. These values will be stored in the value set. Which value set is assigned to this segment? You may not see from here. Do you see that value set name? No. 2 options we have. Directly you can enter segment values under segment, but those will get stored in the value set. That means whatever you have in the value set, that value set values only can be accessed by segment. To which segment we assign that value set. That is one option. Directly you can enter the segment values under segment, that will be stored in anyway in the value set. Or else we have another option where you can go and enter the values directly in the value set. Since the value set is assigned to so and so segment, if you go to that segment, you will be able to see all the segment values under that segment. Okay, 2 options. Now first we'll try with this one option, then I'll show you how to do that also. Okay, first we'll see how to enter the segment values. Okay, now we'll enter all the companies. I'll take company. You can take one. It will take 0001, or else you may give the number as I'll give 1000. Okay, I cannot go more than 1000. So I'll try with 10,000. See the message. Value 10,000 is longer than the maximum length of 4 characters. That is a control. Okay, where we set this control? Value set level. Which value set? Company value set, which is assigned to this segment already. Company segment. Okay, done. So the maximum can be within the 4 digits. Done. Tab out, automatically same value will be taken as a translated value. In the current case, it's not applicable. If it is a different languages and all, some translation value can be different because we have different validation types. In that scenario, it's applicable. But now you don't need to worry about it. Just give the company code, then tab out. It will take the same as a translated value. No changes you see in that, since this is not different validation type. Now here you have to write the actual company name. Okay, here you have to write the actual company name. Here company name I'm writing as, say, HCL Financial Services. Please take all the points. Please take all the points. Okay, when you are in the class, it may be easy for you, but when you are practicing, you can find the reality. Okay, so give the description. Okay, description you can see optional, but it is mandatory, remember. Otherwise, how you can identify? 1000 means what? Nothing. Okay, there should be description. You should write the description. Okay, done. For segments, what we have to assign? For segments, don't answer whatever you feel, or give me a right answer. To segments, what generally we assign? Flex field qualifiers and value sets. That's it, right? Generally, we have seen, we come across where we assign the value sets and the flex field qualifiers to segments. Now you tell me, for segment values, what we have to assign? We discussed. I am not going to ask any questions out of our classes. Whatever you discuss within the class, the same I will be asking. So that's up to you, like how you are preparing and all. But it should be okay. Then only it will be good. In this stage, if you are not okay in further classes and all, you'll be finding many things. It will be very difficult for you if you don't start preparing. My simple question is, for segment values, what we have to assign based on our previous classes discussion? Sorry? Why only two, three people are answering? I don't know. Okay, fine, done. Segment qualifiers we have to assign. That means this is a segment value only, right? For this, we have to assign segment qualifier. What is the purpose of segment qualifiers? Don't try to answer. We didn't discuss. We'll be discussing that. Okay. So to assign the segment qualifiers to segment value, here we are under which tab? Values effective. Right. Now next tab is values hierarchy qualifiers. Select this tab. Please take this. Okay. You can take the simple point. Assign segment qualifiers to segment value. Okay. Assign segment qualifiers to segment values. Assign segment qualifiers to segment values. To do the task, what we have to select? Values hierarchy qualifiers tab. Select values hierarchy qualifiers tab, and here we have one field called as, see here, we have a field called as qualifiers. We have a field called as qualifier. Just place the cursor in the qualifiers field. Select this tab. After selecting, what we have to do? Place, take the point as it is. Place cursor in qualifiers field. Place cursor in qualifiers field. Place cursor in qualifiers field. Just place the cursor. See what happens. You can see one pop-up where the pop-up title is title is segment qualifiers. How many segment qualifiers we have? Five we have. Okay, I'm not asking how many we can see here. How many we have? Five. Those are allow budgeting, allow posting, account type, third party control account, and reconcile. Two people are answering. 3, 4, 5. That's all. Okay. You should remember, that's what I'm telling. That is the reason we discuss detail level before we start with that. Otherwise, if you are not interested to go through and remember those points, now straight away will be trying. Okay. So whatever we are discussing before we do in the system, that is for just your information where you will get ready with that, so that when we are doing it will be very easy for you to understand and to understand a little bit more on that. Okay, done. We have 5 segment qualifiers, but here how many we can see? Two only. What are those? Allow budgeting, allow posting. So by default for allow budgeting, allow posting, system is taking the value as a yes. So what is the meaning of allow budgeting? Yes. What is the meaning of allow posting? Yes. If you set to know what will happen, that we will discuss when we work on the journal process within the GL. When you are working on the relevant features, I'll explain. I'll tell you at that point of time. So because we set over there as yes, that is the reason system is accepting this. If you set to no, this is what system will. This is how system will be behaving. That's how we'll discuss. Otherwise, if I start explaining, allow budget means for whatever the companies we set allow budgeting yes, then only we can define the budget. And if you set allow posting, then only we can post the journals related to that company. Okay, maybe few people can understand, but not all. We didn't discuss what is the meaning of posting. We didn't discuss how we'll create the budgets and all, right? So we're doing now, but let's try to complete this. When you're working, I'll complete total whatever we are doing. I'll relate it to what are the setups we did and what base we are able to do, how you can control everything. We'll be discussing. For now, you don't think on this much. We'll be covering for sure. So only the point you have to understand. Okay, you have to go to this tab, place the cursor in the qualifiers, and once this pop-up will come, you should recall we have 5 qualifiers, but you can see only 2 qualifiers here. For 2 qualifier value is allow budgeting and posting yes. We are not going to change anything. Say okay. That's it. Say okay. So this is how we have to create the segment values. Okay. When we have to set to no also we'll be discussing, but for now default one you can accept. Whatever system will take, that simply we call as default. System is taking yes means I can say therefore allow budgeting posting default value is yes. That's all. Then click on OK. Done. Now place the cursor. We'll create one more company. Place the cursor in the next row. I'll give the value as a 2000. And here let's give the name as say HCL. I'll say consulting services. And already this tab is already selected. Again you want to do the same action. Okay, directly you can place the cursor in qualifiers field and it will give the pop-up window. Say okay, that's it. By default you can see as yes for those 2 qualifiers. We're not able to see 5 qualifiers, right? We're able to see only 2 qualifiers. There is some reason also we'll be discussing. Okay, say okay. Done. And we'll add one more company. Say 3000. HCL. Okay, don't compare this HCL with the real HCL company which we are doing. This is dummy HCL. Doesn't give the meaning of that HCL. Okay, we have our own meaning for this. Okay, it's HCL BPO services. Just place cursor here, then say okay. So simple practice. Just how to create the segment values is very simple. Give the value, then it will just take as same as a translated value. Write the description under, place cursor and say okay. Done. Now you can save it. Same Control S, or else here we have save icon. Say Control S. Done. Save. Once you save this company value, see here these values are freezed. You cannot change. If you want to change, you can change only description. Okay. but not value. Okay, that's it. This is all about one time decision when we are doing the implementation. Okay, so what should be the value should be taken for each and every their entities, so that will be decided and will be taking. So don't expect if you want to change how to change and all. Okay, that we are not going to do anything. So finalized values will be entering. That's all. Done. Now we'll enter the segment values for department. If you want to enter for department, again you no need to go back to the previous form and all to select department. Place cursor in this field and use down arrow. It will take us to next segment. Place cursor and use down arrow. Done. Here you can enter the department values. Let's give here also 1000, 2000, 3000. Okay. Here also we given for this value set also we given maximum 4, right? Maximum size is 4, so it will accept. Okay, done. Now we have to write the department names. Okay, what are the departments the company has? You can write. Say finance department. Okay, finance department. Now what we have to? We have to assign segment qualifiers, right? Place cursor and say okay. Same process, and just create few more departments so that we can use relevant features when we are testing the system. So we'll create 3, 4, 2000. Say HR department. Place cursor in the qualifiers field. Say okay. Okay, don't take everything as this. You can take one value just to take the if required list out the department names. The process remains same. So 3000. Say marketing and place cursor in the qualifiers field. Say okay. So 4000 department number. Maybe say sales department. Say okay. Done. Okay. Now we'll move to account segment to create the segment values for account segment. Okay. Just place cursor in that field, independent segment, whatever you have as a department, use down arrow. Now we are in the account segment screen. Okay, so here you can enter the accounts. Here also we given 4, right? 6 we given. Okay, done. Now I'll just give then. So, so I'll give 1 lakh, 2 lakhs. So when we deal with the accounts, we have separate practice. What we'll do is we'll be grouping all the accounts. We'll have a grouping like expense account should start with this series, and liability account should start with this series within the 6 characters. Okay, that's how we'll be doing that. I'll explain you when we do the. This is just for your understanding how primary ledger can be created, how basic transaction can be created. I'll just to introduce about system how it works. Then once we start with the multi-arc, which would be the real-time process, I'll just explain you detail level how accounts can be classified, how numbering will be maintained, why we'll do that. Everything will be discussing because basically what we do is we have a different type of accounts, right? Expense, revenue, asset, liability, and ownership. For those 5 type of accounts, we'll go with the 5 classification, 5 grouping. You may say like your expense accounts will start with the 1 lakh series. Your revenue accounts may start with the 2 lakh series. Okay, and other assets will start with 3 lakhs. Liabilities other and ownership accounts with a maybe 5,000 series. Or else within 1 lakh only you can manage like 1 lakh 10,000 series for expense, 1 lakh 20,000 series for revenues. If you are going to create any expense account, that should fall into within the 1 lakh 10,000 series, maybe 1 lakh 10,000, 10, 20, 30, or 100, 200, 300. We'll discuss detail level. I'll explain and we'll do it. Okay, for now let's go ahead with the same. Okay, just random values entry irrespective of account type. Okay, now you tell me for account segment which qualifier we assign. Account segment which qualifier we assign. Natural account. Why we assign? We didn't discuss anything. We are going to see why we assign now. Okay, I'll give just first account as a cash account. Okay, cash account. Just see, just which account is first we have to give, second we have, there is no such kind of process. Just we are trying to understand how to create the account values. That is just I am taking the cash account, which is very important for everyone. Okay, so done cash account. Now we have to assign the qualifiers to this, right? How many total qualifiers we have? No secret, same, five only. My question is, if you are clear about my question, you can answer. Okay, how many qualifiers we have? Five we have. For company, department, segment values, how many qualifiers we assign? Two only. But total we have five. But we assign only two. Now, when we talk about account segment values, let's see how many qualifiers we have. How to assign? Place the cursor in qualifiers field. How many segment qualifiers you can see? Five. So the same statement. Which qualifier we assign to this account segment? Natural account. If you assign the natural account segment to any segment, by default for every segment values, two qualifiers system will provide by default. For any segment, you can have company, department, or location, or project, or product, or LOB, or anything. You may go with a number of segments as per your business process. Okay, for every segment related segment values, system will provide by default how many segments? Two. To which segment? Try to understand this point. If you are not clear, tell me. To which segment you assign natural account segment flex field qualifier? Okay, to which segment you are assigning the natural account segment flex field qualifier? For that segment related values, you can assign five. You can see five. The reason is the natural account segment flex field qualifier. What it is doing? It is adding additional three segment qualifiers. Company, how many we have? Company segment values 2, department also 2, but only for account related segment values we are able to see 5. How many extra we are finding? 3. How we are getting this 3? Because of natural account segment flex field qualifier. The meaning of that is, what is the meaning of that? Meaning in that, we assigned natural account segment flex field qualifier to account segment. That natural account segment flex field qualifier is adding three additional don't say qualifiers, segment qualifier, make it very clear. After some time you can say qualifiers. Initial, just when you're learning, just use the same terms, segment qualifiers. Now if I assign natural account segment flex field qualifier to company, we never assign, but I am asking the question, you okay, to get answer from you. If I assign natural account segment flex field qualifier to company segment, when I am going to create the values for company segment, what will happen? Five qualifiers it will show. Just now we discussed. To which segment you assign natural account segment flex field qualifier, that will be adding additional 3. If you assign natural account segment flex field qualifier to department, when you are creating the values for department segment, anyway 2 you can get, because of natural account segment flex field qualifier association will be getting 3 more, total it will become 5. Then tell me, what is the advantage of natural account segment flex field qualifier? It will add 3 more segment qualifiers wherever is required. Always those that will be assigned to account segment. The same we did. Because of that reason we are able to see this. Why we are why we this required? Because we are creating account, we should select account type. Cash means which type of account? Expense or revenue or asset or liability or ownership? Cash is asset. Of course, current asset. Okay. So here, allow budgeting, allow posting, we are accepting yes only. Let's do the same here also for everything. Later we'll discuss. Based on that, we'll start doing whether it is required or not. Okay. For now, you can accept allow budgeting, allow posting as yes. When you talk about account type, which account you are creating? Cash. Cash will falls under which account type out of 5? Asset, right? Okay, yes, current asset, but here classification wise we have just asset. See here, click on LOV. How many account types? 5. 5 only. Don't see these 2 like here budget related. Since there is no other option to put these values, Oracle kept in this field only. But reality 5 only. Assets, expense, liability, ownership, and revenue. Only this 5 comes under account type. This is budget related. Don't count those are the account types. Budget related. Okay, now we have which account type we have to select? Asset. Say. Okay. Now what are the other qualifiers we have? Third party control account and reconcile. These got separate functionality. This got separate functionality that will be discussing detail when you are working on GL application. Okay, what is use of third party control account, where we have to use reconcile. Done. So apart from this, we don't need to do anything as of now. Okay, simply say okay. Done. We created one account value. The same way we'll create few more account values. I'll say 2 lakhs I'll give. So I'll give other account called as retained earnings account. Take this account. I will discuss about it. Retained earnings. The account name is retained earnings. What is the formula for income statement? Simple formula. Yeah, something minus only. What is that? Revenue minus expense. Okay, revenue minus expense. What will get? Net income. Net income, right? The net income is very important, right? For net income only, everybody is doing the business, right? So that account in our application simply we call as retained earnings account. Simple. Okay, retained earnings account is nothing but net income. Say simply surplus. Surplus account. Retained earnings account is nothing but surplus. How we'll get the retained earnings? Revenue minus expense. Okay. When we'll be creating the primary ledger, right? Once we're done with the chart of accounts, anyway, calendar is ready. Okay. And currency already we enabled. Now we are preparing the chart of accounts. Once we're done with that, one more component is accounting method. The accounting method we no need to create. Oracle is providing. Whatever Oracle provide, that we call as seeded. We discussed currencies or year types, whatever comes along with the product, those simply call as seeded. So accounting method Oracle is providing as a seeded standard one. The same we'll be using when we are using all these. Okay, by using all these we'll create the primary ledger. When we create the primary ledger, to complete the primary ledger creation, we require an account called as retained earnings account, because every company require primarily the profits and all. Okay, so surplus or net income. So that is the reason on that base they kept this account maintenance at ledger level. Ledger means primary ledger. So that is the reason I'm just taking this account as a with high priority. Okay, so when you are going to, before you go on to create the your primary ledger, at least maintain retained earnings account. Other accounts you may not have. The accounts you may practice time, I am telling. When you are working real time, all accounts will be keeping within the chart of accounts you are defining. Will be loading, or else you may enter also. General practice would be loading. Okay, that load, how to load, we'll see that anyway. So here, just before you go and create your primary ledger, minimum just maintain one account, that is return earnings account. Why? This account we have to provide in primary ledger creation time. That's it. Okay, so we have 5 type of accounts, right? This comes under which type of account? Expense or revenue or asset liability or ownership? Ownership should fall under ownership account type, right? So place cursor here, same practice, you know very well. Place cursor here, then change account type to ownership. See the same name, you can call it as ownership or stockholders equity. That's it. Done. Rest of this system is accepting these two as yes, these two as no. You don't need to change. Accept the same and say okay. Yeah. Just click on okay. Done. Let's create few more values so that these values, these accounts we can use to test some transaction creations. Okay, let's enter few more values. I'm just giving 3 lakhs. I'll say some sales salaries. Okay, system is not responding. Let me reconnect. Okay. It seems to there is some network issue. 1 second, let me connect to other source. Okay. So then now we are just adding the account called as salaries account also, right? Salaries account, just place cursor here. Account type should be expense. Yes. Okay, then these few accounts are enough. We'll see other accounts later. We'll be adding other accounts. Save it. Done. So for all segments we created. For all segments we created segment values. Done. Now you can close it. So system is submitting all these segment values to concurrent manager for validation. Whether qualifiers are assigned or not, all validations will be done. See here, submitted request to compile 3 value set hierarchies. Means for 3 value sets, 3 segments means 3 segments we assign 3 value sets. That's what. Say okay. Then if you want to go and see that request status, you can go the navigation called as view request find. Will be landing on SRS window. Already discussed, right? This is the navigation view request, then click on find. Okay, here you can see completed normal without any warning or error. Okay, the same. Okay, done. Close it. Now we completed almost chart of account creation also, right? So to create the primary ledger, what we need? Yeah, with 3 C's also you can create primary ledger, but you can use only in GL. But generally the primary ledger mostly will be using in sub ledger applications and GL also. That is the reason you can say to create the primary ledger 4 C's required. Okay, yes, your statement also correct, but you can use only in GL in that case. Okay, so for primary ledger creation we need calendar. Yes, calendar is ready, we created. Currency, yes, currency also ready, we enabled, we don't need to create. And chart of accounts, yes, chart of accounts also ready. And accounting method, or you can call as subledger accounting method or conventions, but convention is a technical term. Basically we'll call it as accounting method or subledger accounting method. Okay. Accounting method. Done. So here calendar, which calendar we have? No, don't call it as physical or normal. Calendar means, which calendar means name. HCL accounting calendar, right? Or else some other name, I think it's HCL only we given. Okay. And currency, yes, INR is enabled. Chart of account is HCL accounting flex field. Chart of account structure name we given like this, right? And accounting method, the seeded one which we can use is standard accrual. Okay, when you work this, basically this accounting method we can use only in the subledger applications. When you are working on subledger, we'll discuss very in detail level. Just for now, simple point for your understanding is, in subledger applications, when you perform any transaction, say in payables, we'll create invoice and we'll make the payment. When you create invoice and when you make the payment, what accounting entries need to be generated, with what should be debited and what should be credited, all predefined rules will be written in the accounting method. For payables, receivables, for all the applications, there will be rules defined within the this accounting method, which we call as a standard accrual. Again, what is the accrual? We have other type also, the cash, that also will be discussing when we start with the subledger applications. Okay, now we are doing just very basic configuration. Let's complete this. Okay, done. So by using these four components, we can create the primary ledger. Let's do it. Okay, take the task, create primary ledger. Okay, so create primary ledger. Take the navigation to create the primary ledger. Navigation is setup, financials, accounting setup manager. In short, you can take ASM. Okay, setup, financials, accounting setup manager, ASM. Okay, fine. Accounting setup, accounting setups. So with this navigation, we can create the primary ledger. Okay, setup, financials, accounting setup manager, accounting setups. Just double click, it will open the web page. It's not going to be form, this would be web page. Few functions will open the web pages, very limited functions. Okay, done. You can see here, this is accounting setup manager. We selected function called as accounting setup. Now we want to create primary ledger, right? To create the primary ledger, what you can do is click on create accounting setup tab. Click on create accounting setup tab. Just click on create accounting setup tab. Just click on create accounting setup tab. Okay, once you click on create accounting setup tab, we'll navigate to this page. Okay, clear, right? Just we taken the navigation and we are clicking on create accounting setup tab. Then we'll navigate to this page. Here what we have to do is, so very simple, click on next. Okay, no need to understand anything here, just click on next, that's all. Click on next, please take the same point. Click on next. Whatever we are doing in the system, please take as it is. Okay, click on next. Now system will give the space to create the primary ledger. See here, primary ledger. Here we have to give the primary ledger name. To create primary ledger, we have to select 4 C's, right? So here chart of accounts you have to select, accounting calendar, currency, and subledger accounting method. That's it. Okay, we'll give the name. Say HCL. I'll just name it because we'll be creating the primary ledgers for multiple countries because we have different scenarios. For that reason, I'll just include country name also as a part of primary ledger name. Okay, HCL India primary ledger. Okay, name I'm giving as HCL India primary ledger. Okay, HCL India, primary ledger. Then chart of accounts. Okay, so now what we have to do, chart of account, just we have to select. Okay, we are not going to create, we are not going to do something else, just already we created, we have to select chart of accounts. Say select chart of accounts. So if it is a form, you can just go to LOV, right? From there you can select, but here instead of LOV they given search option. But anyway, in the form level or web page level, simply you can just give the test input HCL, tab out, it will fetch, since there is a name existed is showing. Okay, so see here, it's a display. Okay, just select it, then tab out will be just moving to the next field. Here accounting calendar name is HCL. Just type HCL, it will fetch the value if it is existed with the same name. If any record exists with the same prefix starting letter as a HCL. Yeah, we have. And here it is showing within that calendar which period type used also it is showing. Right? Just select it. Currency. Okay. Currency INR. It is showing just INR stands for Indian Rupee. Select it. Now subledger accounting method, what we have to take, we discussed. We have some other points also to discuss about it. What other methods we can take, that will be discussing later. For now, for our practice, let's take standard accrual. I just tapped out before system will filter, so that's it's coming. Or else what you can do is you can type and wait. Okay, here we have see standard accrual, SL, standard cash. Let's select standard accrual, where subledger accounting method will be, accounting method owner would be Oracle. Select this one. Okay, standard. By mistake you don't select something else like standard cash, etc. Okay, because if you select this by mistake, the system behavior in terms of accounting, it will be totally different. That will discuss detail level. Let's take this one, standard accrual. Done. Okay, we given the primary ledger name, we selected chart of accounts, accounting calendar, currency, and subledger accounting method. Out of this, how many we created, how many are there available in the system? 2 we created. To create the primary ledger, we need 4 C's. Out of 4 C's, how many we have to create? Only 2. Calendar and chart of accounts. Currency and accounting methods are seeded. Okay, provided by Oracle, the same will be selected. Done. Now click on next. Click on next. Okay, and click on next. See here, read that message. It is saying that whatever you selected, you are going to finalize it. Before finalizing, just go through it once again, reconfirm. Once you complete this, you cannot change anything. Once you proceed and you create the primary ledger based on these 4 C's, you cannot go and change. You cannot, from primary ledger, you cannot update the currency or calendar or chart of account. These 3 C's you cannot update. Only the option is accounting method. Accounting method you can change at any time. That's not an issue. But you cannot change the 3 C's. Calendar, currency, and chart of accounts. You cannot change it. That is the reason when you are defining only, we have to go through it and we have to just, you should have a double check to confirm it. Okay, that is a message here. It is displaying what is the name we given. This is the name we given, HCL India primary ledger. Yes, the type is yes, primary ledger. This system will take automatically. Yes, this is the currency we selected, and this is chart of accounts name we selected. Yes, this is only we required. The accounting calendar name is HCL accounting calendar. Within that, the period type which is used is HCL monthly, and subledger accounting method is standard. Yes, true. Now we are okay with everything. Then say finish. Then it will create the primary ledger. Okay, create the, just click on finish. System will create the primary ledger. Okay, now system is just here. You can just go through this confirmation message. What is the message meaning? Okay, the meaning is just you completed your primary ledger creation and you have to add accounting options. You may add now or later before you go and record the transaction. Accounting options means we'll be having a lot of information where we can set defaults and controls that we'll come to know in the upcoming sessions. But for now, simple point is, as a mandatory, once we create primary ledger, we have to provide on account. What is that? Retained earnings account. Okay, before you start using any primary ledger, you have to set the retained earnings account. So here we have two options: return to account setup. If you click on that, you'll go to the home page. After take the navigation, we landed on the one page, right? That only home page. We'll go to the home page. And if you click on this define accounting options, it will take us to the page within the primary ledger where we can provide the retained earnings account. Okay, where we can provide the retained earnings account. Okay, from here don't take it, but just this point you can take. Just click on define accounting options. You can go to accounting setup. From there you can go to that place, that page, or else from here also you can go to that page where you can set the retained earnings account. Anyway, here you take, as I just said, click on define accounting options. Okay, click on define accounting options. So we given some information based on that system created primary ledger. Within that, automatically will be adding all these options. So this is our primary ledger name, right? Within that we have a calendar, currency, chart of accounts, and accounting method. We know very well. Okay. So along with that definition, it will automatically add all these options. Okay, all these options. Fine, done. From now you don't take any point. Again, we'll redo it. I have to explain something where we can understand, so that we can start doing that in the system. The same you can take as a note. From now don't take any point. Okay, fine, done. So once you land in this page, okay, here first option is ledger options. Just click on update icon. Don't take these points. I'll tell you from where you have to take. We'll repeat this same step. Okay, click on update. It will open. Okay, so it is giving some message and all. Okay, if you get this kind of error message, don't expect you'll be getting every time. When you are practicing, if this is the case, simple thing what you can do is go to chart of account structure and recompile it, means again compile it, then this kind of issues will be resolved. Okay, no need to worry about these issues. Okay, go to your chart of account structure. If you come across this kind of errors, do like that: setup, financials, flex fields, key segments. No, general ledger, accounting, flex field. Here place the cursor, then click on find, or else you can go with query mode also, right? Anything you can do. Okay, or else simply you can go with the find. Type HCL. Only one gets selected. Now what we have to do is just recompile it. Just click on compile. Again we are compiling, so we are calling it recompile. Just click on compile. Say okay. And okay, if you double time, if you do also nothing wrong. Okay, do one time only. I just did twice. Okay, it's not mandatory how to do nothing. And go to this. It will be running. Just make sure that this is completed. Request submission, the process. Then you can go and try with the same setup. Yeah, done. With this, if it is not working, we have other trial also we can give, that I will discuss. So this is a page, right? What you can do is cancel it. Again, click on update. Now cool, right? Done. Okay, done. See here, ledger name. Okay, so whatever we are discussing It's not like for I have to explain and all. You should understand, you should remember. That is the purpose. So okay, just take the points if you think required. Also generally take each and everything, but certain things and now we discuss no need to take and all those points. We can just go through it anyway. We'll repeat it. Okay. So this is the name we given, same name, system taken. System taken the short name. System taken the short name. How, what base system taking the short name? See, around certain limited characters, around I think 13 to 14 characters it will copy from ledger name. And next it is taken some number. What happens is when you create the ledger, automatically system will create the ledger ID in the database. For each ledger, it will create the one ID, which we call as ledger ID. For our ledger, this is ID is created in the database. 1258. 1258 is our ledger ID, which you can see in the database, but they simplified the display by giving in the short name automatically. And our ledger currency, INR. So how the system will create the short name? By taking the partial name with limited characters. I think 12 or 30 characters it will take from ledger name, and it will include the ledger ID and ledger currency. With the combination of these three, it will create the short name. Just remember. Description, no, just we can add if you want to write some description. Automatic system won't take. Your currency, whatever we given at the time of ledger creation, same it is taken. Can you change it? No, we cannot change it. Chart of accounts, can you change? No, we cannot change. Calendar, no, we cannot change. Okay, done. First ever open period automatic system will take, as per our accounting calendar starting with April 16, so it is taking the same. And number of future enterable period we'll discuss that. This stage it may not help you to understand. I'll explain you when we are doing the transactions. And here we have a subledger accounting method. This is what we selected, right? Standard accrual. The same system is taking. Anytime you can change it because the field is not freezed. Even after entering the transactions also you can do it. Okay, so that's what we have to understand. Okay, done. Anyway, we'll create a new subledger accounting method also that will be assigning here. At the time we'll overwrite, we'll be changing. You can understand more detail level. The rest journal entry language by default American English only. Okay, done. Now we have to click on next. Don't take this point, nothing is required. This is the account we have to provide. Retained earnings account. Retained earnings account. Here if we click on search, okay, just click on search. So here we have to take the accounts, we have to take the company. See here, when you are creating segment name I given company, automatic system is copying the same name as a window prompt, right? Window prompt is nothing but this is the name. This is not segment name. Segment name is copied as window prompt. That window prompt, whatever you have, that one will get displayed. If you give there in the window prompt HCL company, it will be HCL company only. The display would be HCL company. That is nothing but window prompt. Okay. Now say for example, we have to provide which account? Retained earnings account, right? For that we have to take the company, because only one account you cannot take, since in our chart of accounts we have those two other segments also. You should take the combination. So I'll select, just click on go. Anyway, we'll do it. You don't take these points. I'm selecting the one company. Any company you can select, not an issue. Only the thing is you should select the correct account. Any department you can take, doesn't matter. Any department, any one of the value you have to select. Only the important point is you should select right account. That is nothing but returned earnings account. Select it. Now we select it. After selecting, what we have to do is we have to click on create. Then what system will do is, once you click on create, it will take this codes, means company 1000, right? Department 1000, returned earnings account 2 lakhs. These are the three codes we are selecting from three segments. Once you select, once you click on create here, once you click on create, what system will do is it will take in this format 1000 dot 1000 dot 2 lakhs. Okay, this we call as code combination. Now just make a note, this we call as code combination. Okay, from each segment we'll select the segment value or segment code. Okay, that combination of codes we call as code combination. Now the final statement is simply you can say, in primary ledger we have to provide returned earnings account code combination. That's it. Take this step. In primary ledger we have to provide returned earnings account code combination. That's it. Or else simply you can say we'll provide returned earnings account also, but actually that is going to be as code combination, that you can find as a code combination. Okay, in primary ledger we have to provide returned earnings account code combination. You have to provide returned earnings account code combination. Fine. Okay, so now we have a chart of accounts. Okay, we have a chart of accounts. Now I'm going to select these three. Based on that, system will create this code combination, right?
Yes.
Can you call this code combination as old or new? What you can call? Can you call it as old, or do you call it as new within our system? Say I'm going to create first time. I'm going to create first time this combination by selecting about three segment values. I'll select these three segment values. Once I say create, system will create it as a code combination. If I'm going to create it as a first time, that what you can call? You can call it as old combination or new combination.
New combination.
New code combination, right? New code combination. You don't no need to take it. Just try to understand. We have these values in our chart of accounts. Okay, based on these values, we have to create the new code combination. First time when you create, that is a new code combination. Okay, say for example, I created one code combination first time. I'll call it as new code combination. Again, I am going to create same. Okay, don't apply to this returned earnings account general concept. Say you spend some expense. In that case, you may take company one, department one, expense account. Again, you are spending. Again, same, right? When you are getting second time, that you can say existing code combination, right? Yes, old, correct. Simply say existing code combination. There will be two possibilities. One is it can be new. If you are creating again, that is existed code combination. Without becoming new, will it become existing? No chance, right? So that means you have to create the new code combination for every combination. Any combination you are going to create in the system, the first of all that will become new code combination. If you want to create new code combination in our application, within the primary ledger or outside of the primary ledger, anywhere. Okay, we'll have a segment values within the chart of accounts. If you want to create the new code combination, we have to get some permission from the system. Where we have all the segment values? Within the chart of accounts. Within the chart of account, whatever the segment values we have, with the same account value, segment values, if you want to create new code combination, the chart of account level, you have to give the permission saying that allow to create new code combination. Such kind of checkbox will be having. Basically, the term they get naming they are given as allow dynamic inserts. We'll see that. Just a simple point I'm telling. Now we cannot go and create new code combination. See here, the field is grayed out. You cannot create it. Okay, so that is the reason what I'm going to do is I'm going to close it. Now I cannot create. Now I selected values, but I don't have option. If already this code combination existed, if I click on search, it will display since that is existed. But this is not at all existed. See here, no results found. Only the option is this is going to be first time in our primary ledger, so you should go with the create only. Okay, see sometimes with this field you may see as enabled, but if you click on that, it says you don't have any permissions to create the new code combinations. Okay, so to create the new code combination, where we have to set the permissions, we'll go and see, so that we will be able to provide the returned earnings account at primary ledger level. Once you provide primary ledger level returned earnings account, almost your primary ledger will be ready. There are certain actions which you have to perform, that also we'll discuss and do it. Okay, now what we'll do is, if you want to create any new code combination, where we have to set that control permission, we'll go and see that. So that privileges, that control you can set at the chart of accounts level. Just say, take the point, enable enable, allow, enable, allow dynamic inserts checkbox at structure level. Okay, this is a statement you can take. Just say enable, allow dynamic inserts checkbox at chart of accounts level. Why we are enabling chart of accounts level? These values are there within the chart of accounts only. By using those values, if you want to create new code combination, you have to get a permission from chart of accounts. You have to set the control at chart of accounts. Okay, done. Okay, take the navigation. What is the navigation for chart of accounts? Setup, financials, flex fields, key, segments. Same navigation. You can take the navigation or else not required because already you taken multiple times. Simply you can say navigate to chart of accounts. That's it. Simple statement you can take. Navigate to chart of accounts. Then you know how to navigate. You know the navigation path, right? Just double click on segments function. It will open this key flex field segments window. Here we have to go through application, structure, flex field selection under structure. Okay, click on find and type general ledger and title is accounting flex field, then say okay, and you can go to HCL. You can scroll and you can select. Okay, or a simple process is to avoid the confusion, you can place cursor here and click on find, search forever HCL, H it is filtering, then select it. Done. Now for this chart of accounts, we want to give the permissions where system will allow us to create the new code combination by using the segment values whatever we have as a part of this chart of accounts, right? So for that, here we have one checkbox, enable it, allow dynamic inserts. Okay, enable, allow dynamic inserts. I'll explain that. I'll explain. Yes, we can do that, but for your understanding, I'm showing now. The time of creation, if I say enable this, yes, you will enable it, no doubt. But why you are enabling, you may not understand, or else all people may not understand. That is the reason I didn't show. When you are practicing, enable at the time of chart of account creation only. Just when you can enable, you can freeze and you can compile, then enable it. Again, now you also no need to follow the same process since you know what is the purpose of this. To explain you the purpose, just I didn't touch this at the time of chart of account creation. Okay, now you can go ahead in that process. Okay, so enable it. Now what is the purpose of allow dynamic inserts? Take the simple point. By using allow dynamic inserts, we can create the new code combinations. By enabling allow dynamic inserts, we can create new code combinations. By enabling allow dynamic inserts, we can create new code combinations. Okay, so we enabled. We have to save it. Even if you save also, system will compile it. Or else, instead of giving the chance to the system to compile, you may click on compile. Both are fine. If you save, it will compile. Just after doing that, just you can save it. See, it is compiled. Say okay and okay. Done. Okay. So we can create new code combinations. Okay, it's already compiled. We can create new code combinations. Where we can create new code combination? Within the primary ledger. Where this chart of account is used. Say for example, one chart of account you can use to create multiple primary ledgers also. Possible. We selected our primary chart of accounts and you are creating primary ledger, right? The same way you can create n number of primary ledgers. One chart of account can be used in multiple primary ledgers. If you enable here, then system will allow to create new code combinations in all the primary ledgers where this chart of account is being used. If you disable, in all the primary ledgers, new code combinations cannot be created because we have a controlled chart of account. In the same way, one calendar you can use in multiple primary ledgers. We have different type of ledgers also that we'll discuss. Simply say you can use one calendar or one chart of accounts or one currency or one accounting method in multiple ledgers. It can be primary or something else. We have different types. Soon we'll be discussing. Clear, right? And this is what we have to do. Then close it. Okay, now we can go on to perform the task. Okay, once again I'll navigate. It has to refresh. Sometimes what happens once you enable, it may not take effective. Okay, sometimes. Okay, because this is just one time setup. Every time we are not going to do it. One time when you are creating, we'll be doing. Sometimes instance what happens is you already created and later you are enabling. What once you enable, you will be submitting to concurrent manager. From concurrent manager, the function it may take some time to get updated. That is the reason. If you go to that return earnings account field, still you may find the create, or it may not be grayed out, but it may be enabled mode. But if you try to create, it may not accept. In that case, no need to worry. Okay, just you have to wait for some time, then that will happen. Okay, so done. That's what we have to understand. Whatever we are trying here, when we are practicing, if it's not happening immediately, just you can wait for some time. I'm not telling everything. Wherever that possibility we have, I am explaining the same. The other cases, you don't need to wait anywhere. If something is not coming, you are not doing properly. Okay. Say for example, you are creating a accounting calendar, your period type is not coming. What could be the reason? You should be able to guess, right? At least whatever you do, you should be able to guess. So I'm creating an accounting calendar. I'm not able to find my period type. What is the issue?
Calendar.
No, I'm asking. I'm not able to find my period type when I'm creating accounting calendar. What could be the reason? What reasons you can guess?
Not
That is a very good reason. One reason.
not created.
Yeah, not saved in the sense not created. Name may be different. Okay, this is how, like, you should be ready to guess something like this could be, that could be. That's how we have to start thinking when we are doing this kind of stuff. Okay, it's not like one way I created it's not coming. One I created it not coming. That should not be the thinking. Okay, what would be the reason? You should start analyzing with the reasons whatever we are doing. The name you might have taken wrong, or else name is correct. Within the name some letter might be wrong. I'm typing HCL by mistake. I may type as HL something else, etc., etc. In that case, I'm not aware. I didn't notice, but I'll be searching for that name only. I don't search. I may not search just with H, right? So even I may see that wrong name, but I don't know as that I created. Generally, you come across this kind of issues when you're practicing. Just focus on those points also, so that it will be easy done. So we're done with this. Now what we can do is go to same. Okay. So now you take the point. Okay. So provide retained earnings account in primary ledger. Provide retained earnings account code combination in primary ledger. Provide retained earnings account code combination in primary ledger. Navigation, just simply you can go to the navigation where you created primary ledger. From there you can find what are the primary ledger you created, and you can add the retained earnings account. What is the navigation? To create the primary ledger, with the same navigation you can find also. Setup, financials, accounting setup manager, accounting setups. Right? Double click. So here we have a search section. So what are the ledgers, primary ledgers you created? Those you can find from here. What is the ledger name? HCL India. I don't want to write full name. This is enough. click on go, means search. It will display our ledger. So this is what we created, right? HCL India primary ledger. HCL India primary ledger. Done. So here in HCL India primary ledger, if you see the status of our ledger, what is the status? In progress. Here we have status indicators. This status indicates completed. This says in progress. This says not started. Now you can just find out the status is in progress. Anyway, that how to complete that status we'll discuss. But for now, our target is we have to add mandatory account. Mandatory means compulsory account. Okay, mandatory account for our primary ledger. To add mandatory account, earlier we selected one tab, right? Update accounting options, right? There are two tabs system is displaying. We selected the same tab here, the same option we have here also. See, update accounting option, same we selected there, and we navigated to the returned earnings account where we seen grayed out and all, right? The same you can find from here also. Just click on this update icon. Okay, just click on update accounting options. Okay, say go to update accounting options by clicking on that update icon, pencil icon. Click on update. Same page, right? We are landing on the same page. Here what we have to do, tell me to do that? Against the ledger options, you have to click on, take the same point. Okay, click on update against the ledger options. Take each and every point, whatever we are discussing, the same statements. Okay, click on update against the ledger options. You should not be ready to say click on update, then it will open some page there also click on update. It's not correct statement and all. You should know what you are going to click and what is the name and all. So that is reason take detail level. Okay, first you have to find the primary ledger, then you have to click on update accounting options, then it will open the ledger options, all ledger within the ledger what we have. These all are added by system automatically, right? We didn't add any time, right? We given the 4 C's, that's all, system added. Okay, so against the ledger options click on update. Okay, so as we gone through this information, right? Then click on next. Here we have a field called as returned earnings to provide the returned earnings account code combination. Now click on search. Take the points. Okay, click on search. Now see, this is ready, right? This tab is ready because system is able to understand for this chart of accounts allow dynamic insert checkbox is enabled. Now these combinations can be created as a new code combinations. Now just say select company, click on search, or else if you remember the number you can type here, it will give the values. Anyway, we'll just go ahead with this way, simple task. Click on search, then click on go. It will list out all the companies, simple, like I'll repeat it. Okay, click on search. So you have to select the company. Against company segment, click on search, then click on go. Under company, what are the segments you have, segment values you have, you can see. Click on go. Set here, when we are setting the returned earnings account, you can choose any company, any department, any value, but account only very important, you have to select returned earnings account. Okay, here you may get some question. I'm selecting only 1000, what about 2000, 3000? First of all, no company required to select here. Only you can find your return earnings based on the transactions which you are creating in the system, not based on which balance and segment value you are selecting here. Okay, I mean balance segment means company. Okay, which company value you are selecting. Okay, the same we call as balance segment value. We'll discuss about it. So which company you are selecting? Okay, we are not going to generate the reports for that. So with which transactions you are going to have a with which company you are going to record the transaction, for those companies we will be able to find out the returned earnings. Means surplus or how much profit for the company. Here you can take any one of the company, any one of the department. Based on that, system is not going to function, it's not going to work. Only system will be using retained earnings account from this combination, that's it. Take any company, any department, there's no issue with that, but you have to make sure that you are taking the exact account, that is retained earnings account. You can go and select retained earnings. Now what we have to do? Do you have permission to create new code combination? Yes. So click on create. Click on create tab. See here, create a new code combination, right? Now what we have to do? Here we have radio option. Select, then click on select. Take all the points. Take all the points. These are very simple. Course itself very simple course. Okay, but take each and every point. Just you can see and understand, that's it. You don't need to think and understand, right? There nothing is there to think or analyze or something else. Everything just on the fly you can understand. Okay, just provide these code combinations. Any company, any department, there won't be an issue. Only account should be right account, that is retained earnings account. Then after providing these three codes, click on create. It will create the code combination. Then select, then say select. This combination will be selected into retained earnings account field. Done. Okay, then click on next. Click on next. So I'm just going back. See here, system is clearly it is mentioning ledger definition means the first one. Okay, here. Then next means we'll just move to ledger options. There only in the ledger options only we given retained earnings. Then click on next. We'll move to advanced options. Okay, here we are not providing anything, but there are some features which really we have to come and we have to enable or something else we have to do. At the time we'll be doing when we are working detail level general ledger application. When you are working in GL, okay, all the concepts will be touching these points. Okay, then click on next. It will provide the review what you information you provided as input. Okay, this is what you can see you provided. This retained earnings account, the same you can see, right? Then finally you can say finish. You can say finish. Done. Now you can see the ledger options name is changed with our ledger name. Earlier you can see as a ledger options, right? Now you can see as a HCL India primary ledger options. Those are HCL India primary ledger options, not just ledger options. Okay, that's it. System is able to identify because we given the retained earnings account code combination. That is part of what it is taking. That's it. Okay. So that's it. That's all about it. So in the tomorrow session we'll discuss some other concept. Okay, the legal entity we have something else. We'll discuss on what base, how we'll decide how many require and how will be managing this ledger under that legal entity and etc etc. We have a few more points we'll discuss. Then we'll complete primary ledger. Okay, in tomorrow session we'll complete this primary ledger, legal entities etc. and we'll see the transaction process also in the tomorrow session. Okay, we'll create responsibilities, we'll create the users, we'll assign the responsibilities to the users and will assign primary ledger to responsibility and we'll go and create the some transactions in GL. What are the transactions we create in the GL? We call it journals. Okay, we'll create the journals. Time permits, we'll discuss few more points. Okay, maybe after once you create the journal, we'll start with the real-time process. In real time when you are working, from where we'll be starting in system point of view, from where we'll be starting, what points we have to understand. Okay, what base we can decide or design the solution for the client will be discussing. Okay, fine, we'll just see in tomorrow session. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.